Here we are, Tribal Council, the first merge vote of this newly merged Opale tribe. We've just about maybe over 3 weeks here in the bunker, and we are finally at the individual portion of this game. I kind of hinted at it during the merge announcement, but this is truly where the rubber meets the road in iSurv1vor. Those built to flourish in this game will be separated by those here to take up, not space, but just to be here along for the ride, because some of you are like going to make it far and some of you will fall by the wayside. One of you will fall by the wayside tonight. As always, we're going to start Tribal Council off with a question and answer ceremony. Let's start with Robin.
Now we've been taken off guard. Hello.
Blindside, how are you?
I'm good. Glad to be safe tonight. I think, though we all wanted to make the merge, nobody wants to be that first merge boot. So glad I'm safe. And I'm going to put a question mark on safe because I don't know what cards out there.
You don't know what the bunker has up there, up our sleeves, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. So.
How has the merge been for you? You were on a tribe, pre-swap, post-swap. That was pretty successful. I didn't have to see your face here quite often. But now that this is a merge, I'm sure the game has changed. So maybe just express to me how that game has changed.
I look at it like this, I think it's a new slate for everyone, not just me. I think for just everyone in general in this game, whatever relationships you formed before, of course, you're coming into the merge with those. But I think also you need to realize that it's now an individual game and you need to focus on what's the best for your game. And if that's sticking with your old alliances, then that's what it is. Or if it's making new bonds and bridges, then that's what that is as well. I've been enjoying it so far because so far I've been safe. So, whatever happened in this merge boot, just know that we all love you and hopefully it's merge next because y'all haven't said that yet. So.
Oh, are you talking about jury?
Yeah, jury. Sorry, I'm high.
Got it. No, you're good. Me too.
Same.
This is why I can't go first. Anyway.
Thank you, Robin. I would say best of luck in the vote, but you don't need it.
Yes, maybe. Don't pull nothing.
John, how are you?
Not doing as well as Robin tonight. This is definitely not the position that you want to be in for sure. Yeah, no, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous.
On the flip side of Robin, you don't have immunity tonight. How vulnerable are you feeling? You've had a half an hour, 35 minutes to talk to the group and try to figure out where people lie. So how are you feeling right now?
Yeah, right now it's definitely an uneasy feeling. You kind of just have to go off of what people are telling you that they're going to do based off of the relationships I've built the entire time that I'm here, I'm not naive. I know that I've come up as an option for people, and I just hope that that's not the best route that people want to take. That's all I got.
So your name was mentioned post immunity. You're one of the vulnerable people, so you've heard your name tonight as an option to write down.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
How did you go about combating that?
Yeah, all you can just hope is that there's something that people see in you that they want to be able to take with you moving forward. I feel I've been genuinely myself moving forward, moving through this game. It's definitely not easy. So yeah, all I can hope is that every relationship that I've built so far means something to that person on the other end for sure.
Thank you, John. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
Brandon, what did you think about the food chain challenge? You're a winner. How are you feeling about this vote? Do you feel like this vote is going to set the tone for the rest of this merge?
I think it very well could. I think at this point, from what I've heard, that like plans are still up in the air. I think, especially with the announcement that people are allowed to talk during tribal, we'd be remiss to think that like things are not still happening right now as I'm talking that I don't even freaking know about. So, will this set the tone? I genuinely don't know because there seems to be a whole lot of information scattered about this game, and only everyone has a tiny little piece of that information. So you're hoping that what you have is accurate. But I'm glad I'm safe. Yes.
If the information you have is accurate and the outcome is what you expect, what does that mean for you in your game?
I mean, hopefully not much. Like, hopefully, like I could just keep moving forward and trying to forge those connections. Like coming out of this last round, I feel like there's a lot of starting over just because we got whittled down to 3 people on that swap tribe. So I'm doing my best out here just to talk to people and let them know, hey, I'm here. Like, don't leave me out of this. So that's where I'm at, honestly.
Thank you very much. Tim.
Hello.
Why does everybody get so surprised when I call their name as if eventually you're not going to be in the lineup? How are you feeling? You were the snake. No, you were the snake
Yeah, I was.
in food chain, and you ended up getting those 9 deaths that you needed to survive, and now you're here safe. What was the feeling like when Drew was making the announcement of all the 6 or 7 people who were immune?
During that third round, I was in the field all by myself, and I just kept hearing, this person's dead, and this person's dead. And I was just cheering because that means I'm about to win. So, and I didn't really have to do much but sit in the field alone. So that was pretty good.
How important is this vote for you? Is this, I'm safe, whatever names I'm hearing, I'll just go with what I feel like doing in the moment? Or is this more, even with safety, about setting your game up for the future? Is this going with the current or creating the current?
Well, there has been a lot of talk, or I've heard a lot of talk about me trying to create some currents around here. So I think for me, I'm just trying to go with the flow. Whatever I think the majority is going to be tonight, honestly.
Thank you very much, Tim. Congratulations on immunity. Juan.
Hello, hello.
So I'm pretty sure that you're probably happy we merged. Being on a tribe of 3 is never a good thing. How is the game? Well, the game on such small tribes is already amped up, and y'all have been on small tribes for the whole entire game. But now that we're at merged, it's amped up in like the opposite way. And now that you have like 12 other people to talk to. So give me your stance on this game change.
Yeah, so I think it's interesting because again, coming from a 3-person tribe and those 3 people being in the tribes that, well, let me rephrase that. Like those are the only tribes in that swap tribe that I've seen. So coming to the merge and not having met really like 8 of the 13 people is a lot. So for me, I'm just coming in again, open as I can be, because again, there's a lot of connections that I haven't made, or I don't know what's other people connections are. So, I think it's a good thing, because if people see me as someone who can be an opportunity for them to get a connection and gain an ally, then that's good. But on the flip side, if people are just like, oh, we don't know who that is, and already have their strong connections, they can just throw me to the curb. But, I hope that's not the case. And people see that the position I'm in, I'm very open and willing to build those connections, build those bonds, and, be a great ally for people.
Heard, Juan. Congratulations on safety and making
Thanks.
it one step further in the game. Rachel, I'm just going down a line. We got a line of safe people. How does it feel knowing I'm not the first merge boot? Because again, someone mentioned it earlier, I think it was Robin, that you've made the milestone of the merge, and being that first merge boot is sort of like being the first boot. So How are you feeling in this moment?
First, I would just like to say you're welcome to Juan. Second, also Juan, your safety came down to a 50-50 shot, so we it was a great time. Second of all, it feels good to be here, but I'm also on like information overdrive because I feel like we've been on such small tribes for so long that like we have like it does feel like we've been in like bunkers and like we've just had no access to like so many different people. And so like I feel like night one of the merge, when everyone got here, we were just so excited to like meet new people. Like nobody could keep their damn mouth shut. Like literally I feel like every like vote, every like thing that had been played, like everyone's just like, oh, here's what happened here, here's what happened here, here's what happened here, here's who was at the fortune teller, and here's what happened here. Like I literally just went into hibernation for like 24 hours. Like I went to work, I went to sleep, and I woke up at like 5 o'clock today to try to figure out how this game was going on. Like, and so yes, it feels great to be at the merge, but it's so overwhelming. Like, I don't know. I don't even think I remotely addressed your question, but like, I don't want to be first merge boot. That does feel like getting first boot. Also, it's like I'd be going home at the second tribal I attended, which is just stupid. The fact that like we've been in this game this long and like I don't know. I don't want to take safety for granted whatsoever because like a lot of people have not had that in this game. And so like having it for so long and then having it now, it's like, yes, I'm playing the game, but also I still feel like it's not real yet. Like, I don't know. It is scary. So there's like, it's hard seeing like being in that bubble for so long and then seeing how real the game has been for other people and like trying to make both of those things make sense. And I'm going to mute myself because otherwise I won't shut up.
No, you're going to have follow up. So you've mentioned a lot in your answer that you've been winning a lot and your tribes just kept on winning. Is there anything to show? Because if I look back in Survivor history, like the Karor tribe kept on winning. And at the end of the game, it was the Karor people. Do you feel like that might be seen as a threat here in the merge that, oh my God, she's been winning and that she's been on a winning tribe? Do you think that you have to mitigate all that winning here now that you're at the merge?
I mean, honestly, I would hope not, because I hope that like people can see kind of like the bigger picture of the game. But like I understand like the fear and like the underlying like assumptions that could be made, but also like you could be on a tribe winning nonstop with someone that like you absolutely can't stand, and then like you can't even do anything about it because your tribe has like won multiple times. So it's just like there's no like you don't truly know the dynamics of like any tribe that has like won or lost until you actually talk to the people involved. And I think that's like a big takeaway that like we all kind of need to recenter on, is that like you don't know what someone's thinking unless you ask them. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Perfect. Thank you for ending it like that, Rachel. Sam, to bounce off of what Rachel just said, she mentioned that there's like people can't keep their mouths shut and it's a big, hooey dooey, and there's rumors going around. How important is it now that we're at the merge to, if you like, to go to the source, to get this information firsthand? Because a lot of the pre-merge, people were at the fortune teller and a lot of information was passed down secondhand. So now that we're at the merge, how important is firsthand information?
I think it's super important, with the fortune teller being a thing and, just that revolving door of different people going every round, like some more than others, of course, but still that's just like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's just such like a narrow like communication where there's just so much hearsay going through all of that. So now that we've merged, we have the opportunity to actually go to the source. And I think it would be like so silly to like not take advantage of this thing that's like literally right here. And so I do feel like a lot of the conversations, at least like that I've had in this merge have been clearing up a lot of the broken ass, sorry, I don't know if I could say that word, broken telephone game stuff that's been happening because of, you know, whether that's the fortune teller or the swap, and like those lines of communication are like opening and closing, but you can't really just sit down with any given person at any given time and talk it out. And now we have that opportunity. And so I think it's just nice to be able to have that as like, you could just go to the source if you want to and talk about it. And so I think it's very important.
Thank you very much, Sam. Marcelo.
Hello.
Hey, so you were, I think, if I'm not mistaken, one of the first to be eaten or killed in food chain in the first round, maybe the second, if I'm incorrect. With such, the first, with such a like a small group of people vulnerable, what was the last half an hour like for you to try to obviously be safe, make sure it's not you?
You kind of doing the food chain and doing that comp, you kind of, when you read it and when you see like what everyone's win conditions are, you kind of get the grasp of like who's winning, who's losing, who's going to be vulnerable, who's not, who's going to be immune. So that was definitely in the back of my mind being like, okay, this person just said they're this and their win condition is that they lost. So like they're safe, yada, yada, yada. So the last like half hour has just been like running around just to make sure that like what I'm hearing from one person is similar to what I'm hearing from another person. And if I hear something different from one person going to another person, like you can't play the game like hiding and like being like, oh, I'll just wait for something to happen. Like I'll just wait to be told what to do, because that leads to more chaos that is not needed. So you just have to like focus more on like who, like the people you have garnered a relationship with in this game, like people that you have played this game with, and like entering different types of like tiers in this game. And the merge boot is like one of, if not the one of the most important things in this game. You have like the first round, the merge boot, and like final tribal council. Like that's everyone's like everything and comes in 3. So that's like something that is very like impactful. So yeah, the last 30 minutes have been just trying to figure out what avenue, what path is the most taken, and seeing if that's what is the path that's right for me.
Thank you very much, Marcelo. Good luck on your path journey.
Thank you.
Maddie.
Sandy.
Congratulations as the lone herd animal. You are safe.
Thanks.
Feel relieved, huh?
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, a little bit, but also, I don't know. Tribal just gives me a level of anxiety I've never experienced before. But for now.
How important is this vote for you? I know you're safe, but is this a vote to, you know, really situate yourself for the future? Or is this a vote just like, hey, I'm safe, there are other people vulnerable, what are the names? And I'm just gonna do what I think is best for me between what is presented.
I think a little bit of both. For me, it's very like, I don't know, I'm gonna do what I feel like is respect for everyone, which everyone's gonna make their own decision on what's better for their own personal game, and like respect that for everybody. So like that's what I'm gonna do. In terms of like future, I feel like I have had very little tribal experience where I have not been able to like test people's word necessarily. So that's kind of what I think this is gonna give me a little bit more so of like, if we talked and you said you're going to do one thing, are you really going to do that? Like, I think that information is going to be more viable for me going forward. And I don't know, that's kind of where my head's at.
All right, thank you, Maddie.
Thanks.
Julia. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
So there's been a lot of like, I'm gonna call it whispering, but there's been a lot of back and forth, and I'm looking at Discord and I see chats. Does it concern you that, like, okay, I was on calls before this, there was like a plan in place, but now that Sandy's telling me there's lots of whispering going on, does it concern you at all that, maybe something's changing?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know, because people are whispering. I don't know. It's been like very unclear, I think, for the past few days. It's a lot of sunshines and rainbows and not a lot of like straight to the point. So I don't know.
Does that concern you because you are one of the non-immune people? There was only 35 minutes to strategize once things were clear on who's safe and who isn't. And on top of you just saying that it's been like sunshine and rainbows. So being vulnerable, are you concerned?
Yes.
Why not you tonight? Like, if it's not you, let me rephrase it. If it's not you, like, who's the next best option? Or why should it not be you of the 6 vulnerable?
Because I'm a fun and cool girly.
Thank you, Julia. Good luck in the vote. Mona Lisa.
Sorry, these nails. It's never good when the host like calls you last, but go ahead.
Oh, you're not last, but you're definitely close to
Okay.
last. Have you been in suspense waiting for me to ask you a question?
Not particularly, no. I've been just listening.
How are you feeling about your position? You were the lion, you tried to eat the snake, you died in round 2, and now you're one of 6. One of the other hosts just jump in and correct me if I'm wrong, but one of 6 people who are vulnerable tonight. So how are you feeling about your position, and what have you done to ensure it's not you?
And you're correct.
The first part of that question is, even if there was 13 people still up for the vote or 12 with one person with immunity, I would still feel exactly how I'm feeling right now because this is Survivors. So it's like, you're always going to feel vulnerable. And what was the second part of the question was, what have I done to
make sure that like you survived tonight?
I mean, I feel like I've just been a down ass bitch from day one. Like, I've been consistent with what I said I was gonna do. I have showed everyone that I'm good to like have around. I'm good for a good laugh. I'm loyal, I'm honest, I'm upfront. And why wouldn't you want someone like that in your corner?
Fair enough. Best of luck in the vote.
Thanks.
Sheed, how are you feeling right now? You were one round away, one, maybe like 10 seconds actually, because it was like 10 seconds towards the end of the game. So you were 10 seconds away from being immune. Walk me through the feeling.
Well, it feels like then I'm a chicken running around with his head cut off. So, honestly, I'm on the verge of just drinking like alcohol tonight, or maybe just like drinking bleach. I don't know how this night is going to end, but I feel like that I've just been living in a horror movie this whole entire game. It's been rough from the start. It's been rough since swap, and it's rough now. So I'm losing my mind currently, but I'm maintaining it. I'm taking it 1 second at a time, 1 millisecond at a time. But I'm here. I'm here.
The sanity's draining out of your ears, but you're still vertical. Or
yes.
Okay. What are you basing your vote on tonight?
Surviving.
Fair enough. Best of luck, Sheed. And this should be the last but not least, Thomas Ibarra. The food chain challenge worked out in your favor. You were the eagle. You met up with Robin, who actually picked you as they were the crow and picked you as the one who would win the game, and thus when you all communicated that, you ended up both retaining immunity. Walk me through the challenge and how it feels to be immune right now in this first merge vote.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, it just kind of the pieces kind of fell into place. I actually peeked at Robin prior to the challenge, so I knew that they were the crow, and that my main strategy was I was going to go to the sky, and if no birds went to the sky the first round, if I stayed the second round, I would at least be able to eat, knowing people were coming, and I figured one bird was going to join me, so I would just eat that bird. So my biggest strategy was like stay away from the lion and alligator as much as possible, and if I could live in the sky, I will live in the sky. It just so happened that there were going to be 3 birds that I was able to eat, and Robin communicating with me that they had picked me as the winner, we were able to, work together to make sure both of us had safety. I have played this game in the past, and I would say this one was a little bit more boring for me because I just sat there, but I am grateful for immunity and I wouldn't change a thing.
Was it a nice, quiet silence when you were in the air alone? Because compared to what happened afterward, walk me through the last 35 minutes or so.
I would say that I have concerns even though I'm safe because I feel like my DMs were a little bit more silent. I attribute a little bit to that to having immunity, but it was kind of a reality check as well that like I might not be in people's plans as much as I would like to be. I've kind of felt like that since before the swap. So the fact that like I had to kind of scramble around to figure out like where the fuck the votes were falling was a little bit concerning, and you would hope you would even hope like just because you're safe doesn't mean like, I have a vote, I can vote somebody out. It could be a close vote and I could be the one to turn it, but I just felt like I was fighting to figure out where the vote was going to fall. I think I know now, but that was just something that I observed in the 35 minutes.
Thank you very much. All right, so we're at the point of tribal council where I'm going to leave the floor open to any and all of you. This could be your last opportunity to address the tribe, last opportunity for your fight in this game before one of y'all's candles is extinguished. The floor is yours.
And with that, there's no more talking in Discord.
All right, no more talking in Discord. Please make your way over to your confessionals. And I need you to type the name of the person you are voting out, the person you want to see written on the parchment. I will go and tally the votes, and I'll be back shortly.
One of you needs to check your prod chat. I'm waiting on a vote.
Yeah, when I say vote, I don't mean wait, take 20 minutes. All right, everybody, I have the votes. I will let everyone know that the temperance card has been
The high priest. The high priest.
Oh, the high priestess card has been activated. That is in play right now. Before I get to the votes, if anybody is in possession of a hidden immunity idol or a power card and you would like to play it, now would be the time to do so.
Sandy.
Hey, she.
I have a card I want to play.
Okay. You can announce the name of it and I'll explain it if you'd like.
Yes, please. I will be playing the death card tonight.
All right, the death card has been activated. This card is played at Tribal Council before the votes are read. Once activated, everyone will now say aloud who they voted for. Once that is over, we are going to a revote where you will not be able to vote for the person that you voted for in the first vote. We are starting through.
Yep. Up first is going to be Brandon.
I voted Sheed.
Thank you. John.
I'm on mute. I also voted Sheed.
Juan.
I voted she.
Julia.
I also voted Sheed.
Marcelo.
I also voted Sheed.
Maddie.
I voted for Sheed.
Tim.
I'm sorry, I voted for John.
Thomas.
I voted for John.
Sheed.
I voted for John.
Sam.
I voted for John.
Robin.
I did not have a vote tonight, so yeah.
You. Mona Lisa,
I burned my vote on Marcelo.
and then Rachel.
I burned my vote on Sam for chaos.
Okay, that is everybody. You may not vote for the same person. You have 15 seconds to send us your revote, or it's a vote towards yourself.
Head over to your Discord confessionals and get it done. Time starts now. That's time.
Thanks. I'm just telling that now, Sandy.
Got it.
Sorry, guys. Stay tuned.
Sorry, y'all.
I'm not. If everybody can come back on camera, I have the votes. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the bunker immediately. I'll read the votes. Marcelo. Mona Lisa. It's 1 vote for Marcelo, 1 vote Mona Lisa. Sam. Sam. That's 2 votes Sam, 1 vote Marcelo, 1 vote Mona Lisa. John. John. We are at 2 votes John, 2 votes Sam, 1 vote Marcelo, 1 vote Mona Lisa. I'll read the next vote. John. 3 votes John, 2 for Sam, 1 for each Marcelo and Mona Lisa. Next vote. She. Sheed. That's 2 votes Sheed, 2 votes Sam, 3 votes John, 1 for Marcelo, and 1 for Mona Lisa. Sheed. We are at 3 votes Sheed, 3 votes John, 2 votes Sam, 1 Marcelo, and Mona Lisa. Next vote. John. We are at 4 votes John, 3 votes Sheed, 2 votes Sam, 1 for Marcelo and Mona. Final vote, Sheed, which means we are going to a final tiebreaker. Sheed and John both have 4 votes. I'm going to give you both a minute to address your tribe because one of you will become the next person voted out by Survivor 38. We'll start with you, Sheed.
I have no more tricks up my sleeve. Yeah, I did everything that I could. If it's me tonight, I want the season to be represented by the best player, and I think everyone here deserves their spot. So if it's me, hats off and congratulations, final 12. But no hard feelings.
John, the floor is yours.
Yeah, this has been not the night that I've expected. I'd be happy to continue going, of course. Can't tell you to do much more than to do what's best for yourself. This has been fun. Even tonight, sitting here nervous has been fun. So keep it fun no matter what happens, guys.
And with that being said, the death card is no longer in effect. It was good for revealing of the votes. The second vote, fortunately tonight we are going to a third tiebreaker vote. You are casting your vote for Sheed or John. You have 15 seconds to go make your tiebreaker choice. Everyone, please back on camera. I have the votes. There are 10 votes in this urn. I will read the votes, and the person with majority will become the next person voted out of iSurvivor Milan. Sheed. 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 John. 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 3 votes for John, 3 votes for Sheed. John. It's 4 votes for John. Sheed. We are at 4 votes for John, 4 votes for Sheed. Sheed. 5 votes Sheed, 4 votes John, 1 vote left. We are at a deadlock. 5 votes Sheed, 5 votes John. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to rocks. John, you are safe. Sheed, you are safe. Immunity winners, you are all safe. The people vulnerable of being rocked out of iSurvivor 38's first merged tribal council are Mona Lisa, Marcelo, Sam, and Julia. But I'm going to situate the wheel. We will find out who's going home. What a night. Okay, so I am going to hop on screen share. There are 4 names on the wheel. If the wheel lands on your name, you will draw the purple rock and you will become the first jury member of iSurvivor 38. Can everybody see my wheel? Okay. Best of luck. This is a 15-second spin, so there's going to be some suspense. Julia B. Unfortunately, tonight, the rocks, the cards were not in your favor. Unfortunately for you, the tribe has spoken. You can unmute, say your goodbyes.
This is so funny because it is like my 4th time being rocked out this season. Hi. Someone get Sheed's ass, please. Thanks.
Julia Brown, before you leave, I want to thank you because I don't know if everybody knows this, but we had a last-minute replacement, like literally the day before. And I'm very particular with our cast. I wasn't just going to throw anybody in that spot. And the first person that came to my mind was this queen right here. And in the nick of time, she agreed with enthusiasm. And I can't thank you enough because you literally helped make my dreams come true. Like, that's how much this game means to me. So thank you so much for doing that for iWon, for all of us. It didn't work out here in iSurvivor, but you're still a fucking queen. And we're going to do meth at a police station one day. I love you.
Love you, Julia.
Thank you for
Love you,
giving me
Julia.
a chance.
I
love you, Julia. Love you.
This is disgusting.
And Julia, you are the queen of the jury now. So
Rocky just said it.
That is.
Congratulations and welcome to the motherfucking Milan jury.
Can I cut
All
in
of you
here,
did.
Sandy?
Yes, of course.
Perfect. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
Are
you're
you
good.
done talking? Are you done talking?
No, yeah, I was just gonna wrap it up, but you do what you got to do, my love. You're fine.
Okay, perfect. I was just making sure. So, that was a crazy night, and I just want you to heed my warning, and I'm gonna leave you with this. 4 little ducks go on an adventure. They find the treasure they seek. Be like the ducks and fly free.